After years of speculation, leaks, and rumors, we know exactly when Michael Myers will be stepping into the gaming world in full force. Halloween the Game is officially launching on September 8th of 2026. That's right, just in time for spooky season, and honestly, it's one of the biggest dates on the gaming calendar next year. For years, horror fans have been begging for a faithful adaptation of John Carpenter's Halloween. We've had Michael Myers appear in Dead by Daylight, we've had mods, we've had knockoffs, but we've never had a fully dedicated Halloween video game that lets players step into Haddonfield. And so the release date being locked in means this isn't just another horror project floating in limbo. It's real, it's coming, and now we've actually seen how it plays. And so in today's video, that's what I want to talk about, breaking down the gameplay reveal, digging into the multiplayer and single player details, talking about the mechanics, the fan reactions, the context behind Ilphonic's involvement, and why this September 2026 launch could be one of the most important moments in horror gaming history. And so the biggest talking point coming out of the reveal is just how faithful this game looks to the spirit of Carpenter's 1978 original. The trailer dropped us right into Haddonfield, recreated with eerie attention to detail. We're talking suburban streets lined with jack-o'-lanterns, the Myers house looming like a shadow at the edge of the map, and interiors that feel like they were ripped straight out of the movie. But this isn't just a pretty recreation, it's built for gameplay tension. Survivors had to navigate through houses, alleys, and streets using the environment to hide, escape, and distract Michael. You can actually barricade doors, dive into closets, slip into the shadows of a backyard, all while the sound design keeps you on edge. And Michael himself plays exactly how you'd expect. He's not sprinting around like a maniac, he's slow, methodical, and terrifying. The developers have implemented a stalking system that rewards patience. And so as Michael, you gain power by watching survivors, building tension, and then striking when the moment is right. His kills are brutal and cinematic, staying true to the slasher formula, and yes, they're complete with that chilling musical sting when he strikes. And now one detail that stood out in the gameplay showcase is how Michael's presence actually warps the environment. Survivors hear his breathing through walls, lights flicker when he's nearby, and the classic Halloween theme creeps in dynamically. And so it's less about jump scares and more about an ever-present dread, which is exactly how Myers should feel. And now this reveal makes it clear, the game isn't trying to reinvent the slasher wheel, it's trying to put you inside of it. And now as expected, Halloween the Game is built around an asymmetrical multiplayer setup. So think Dead by Daylight or Ilphonic's own Friday the 13th game, but with some key differences. One player controls Michael Myers as they stalk, chase, and eliminate survivors, and multiple players take the role of survivors, and their goal isn't necessarily to kill Michael, but to survive the night. And now the survivor gameplay is all about teamwork, strategy, and risk. You can't just run around solo, the design encourages coordination. Survivors can use tools like flashlights, barricades, and distractions to slow Michael down. But unlike Dead by Daylight, it looks like survivors won't be spending half the match fixing generators. Instead, survival is all about resourcefulness, finding safe spots, creating diversions, and outlasting Michael long enough to escape. And now one key feature, fear management. Survivors' ability to stay calm affects how much noise they make and whether they accidentally reveal their location. If Michael corners you, panic can set in, and suddenly your character is fumbling with doors or making noise that gives you away. It's a small touch, but it nails the feeling of being trapped in a slasher film. And as Michael, your powers scale with how well you stalk survivors. Watching them unnoticed builds his shape meter, which can unlock devastating abilities such as sudden bursts of speed, silent grabs, and of course, his iconic knife kills. And what's smart here is the balance. Survivors aren't just helpless, they have tools and tactics, but they'll never feel like they can truly stop Michael. That dynamic is what makes Halloween unique, and it's exactly what Ilphonic seems to be going for. And now here's the part that shocked a lot of people. Halloween the Game isn't just multiplayer. It's also going to feature a single-player narrative mode, something Ilphonic's Friday the 13th never delivered in full. This story mode ties directly into the events of the original 1978 film. You're not just playing as a generic survivor, you're stepping into moments inspired by Laurie Strode's confrontation with Michael. The developers have teased that this mode will let you experience the night he came home in a new way, blending cinematic storytelling with interactive gameplay. And the exciting part is how it mixes scripted sequences with dynamic gameplay. You might be hiding in a house while Michael searches room to room, or you might have to get kids to safety while trying to keep the lights off and doors locked. And replayability is also on the table. The devs mentioned that encounters will play out differently based on your choices, meaning no two runs feel identical. Now, it's not clear yet on how expansive the story mode will be, but just the fact that it exists is a huge step forward for licensed horror games. Fans who don't care for online multiplayer can still dive into Haddonfield solo, and that broadens the game's appeal massively. And now let's dig into the nitty-gritty details of how this game plays. Number 1 is the stalking system. Michael builds power by observing survivors, rewarding patience and precision over brute force. Next up is the terror radius. Survivors don't always know exactly where Michael is. Instead, subtle audio and visual cues as breathing, flickering lights, faint shadows keep them guessing. Next is environmental interactivity. Doors can be barricaded, windows climb through, closets and underbeds used for hiding, but every hiding spot comes with a risk. Michael can check them, and once he learns your habits, he'll anticipate your moves. Next is the progression system. While details are limited, the devs confirmed a progression and customization system, and so expect survivor cosmetics, unlockable perks, and potentially multiple eras of Michael Myers skins, so from the 1978 classic to the later sequels. And last but not least is the map. Haddonfield is essentially a character of its own. Houses, backyards, the elementary school, and even Haddonfield Memorial Hospital may serve as a playable area. And so all of this suggests a game that's not just about running in circles around pallets like Dead by Daylight, but about survival, horror, strategy. And now we've already mentioned it, but let's circle back to September 8th, 2026, the day that the game is supposed to come out. That is a huge deal for several reasons. Number 1 is perfect timing. The game drops right at the start of spooky season, and so that means by the time that Halloween night actually arrives, this game will be front and center in the cultural conversation. Number 2 is clear runway. By announcing it a full year in advance, IllFonic gives themselves time to polish and build hype, and for horror fans, that means trailers, dev diaries, and betas to look forward to. Number 3 is confidence. Too often, horror projects announce vague, coming soon dates and then fade away. By committing to September 2026, the team is showing they're locked in, which builds trust after the licensing issues that plagued Friday the 13th. And number 4 is competition. By choosing this release window, Halloween the game positions itself to stand alongside titles like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Dead by Daylight updates, along with who knows when the Friday the 13th game will come out as well, but also stand out as the definitive Michael Myers experience. And so the date isn't just a calendar entry, it's a statement. Michael Myers is coming home and nothing is stopping him. Now, the reveal was met with a lot of excitement, but also some cautious optimism. On the positive sides, we had fans love the authenticity, Haddonfield looks spot on, the stalking system feels true to Michael's character, and the inclusion of single-player mode shocked everyone in the best way. But for the concerns, IllFonic's track record is mixed. Friday the 13th was beloved but plagued by licensing issues. Predator Hunting Grounds had great ideas but struggled with balance. And then balancing Michael vs. survivors is always tricky in asymmetrical games. If Michael feels too weak, the horror falls apart. If he's too strong, it becomes frustrating. And then on top of that, long-term support is the big question. Will we see regular updates, new maps, new modes, or will it fizzle after launch? But still, the overall buzz is positive. For many fans, just seeing a dedicated Halloween game with this much polish already has them sold. And now let's step back a little bit because I want to talk about how we got here. After Friday the 13th, the game became a cult hit, its support was cut short due to licensing disputes. IllFonic clearly wanted another shot at the slasher genre, and Halloween was the perfect fit. Michael Myers is arguably the most iconic slasher in cinema, and unlike Jason Voorhees, his rights situation is more stable now. IllFonic has spent years refining their approach to asymmetrical horror. They've learned from the mistakes of Friday the 13th and The Predator, and now they're aiming to deliver something more balanced, more polished, and more sustainable. And so here's where we stand. Number 1, we've got a release date, September 8th of 2026. Number 2, we've got gameplay that captures the essence of Halloween. Number 3, we've got multiplayer and single-player modes, both offering unique ways to experience the night he came home. And last but not least, we got a studio with unfinished business in the slasher genre, ready to prove themselves yet again. And so this isn't just another horror game, this is Michael Myers stepping into gaming history with the full weight of his legacy behind him. And so definitely make sure to mark your calendars for September 8th of 2026, as for now, that is when this game is going to be coming out. So putting it on to you guys now, what do you think of Halloween the game so far? What do you think of the gameplay we saw? Are you excited for it? Are you cautiously optimistic because of all the issues that happened with Friday the 13th? Or are you just done because you spent so much time on Friday the 13th and then all of a sudden the rug was pulled out from under you? So let me know in the comments down below what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new, as I will continue to make more gaming news videos just like this one. Until next time.